Hello, everyone. Welcome to your daily-ish spirit messages. Again, going to be coming on here multiple times a week to just be inspired to see what needs to come through for whoever is drawn to listen to these. I've been doing these for 7, 8 years. I absolutely love them, so I'm going to set my intention to meet the need of whoever is going to be drawn to these spirit messages today. I'm going to thank the spirit world for allowing me to be of service today, to bring through any information that helps propel people forward in a positive way. I'm working with some copal today. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Copal. I got it when I was in Malibu for my 40th. I love the medicine, so we'll have that running in the background. Now, as I was preparing for these spirit messages, I continue to have a lot of childlike imagery coming up. I was getting the impressions around wishing upon a star. I kept getting star references, like, you are one with the stars. Do not forget you come from the stars. And I kept getting these visuals around a childlike wonderment, looking up at the stars. I mean, even to this day, it's quite beautiful that even something as simple as like a rainbow can stop an adult dead in their tracks to take in wonderment. And I know that I personally, whenever I see a rainbow in the sky, stop, and the inner child within me exclaims in like excitement, right? I'm like, oh my god, a rainbow, look how vivid it is. Taking you back to the double rainbow video, which might have been one of the more first viral videos I was ever aware of. um, but there's this invitation. We talked a lot about manifestation in the past few videos, and this feels like a continuation of that, but there is a strong message here around being almost like childlike in your wonderment, in your visualizations, in what it is that you're trying to create in your life. Is there an opportunity for some more fun, more that wonderment keeps coming up, that word wonderment. I wonder if that's a word people have been contemplating on, or have had more in their vocabulary recently, but that's coming up really strong. And I keep hearing, like, child, you are one with the stars. You are one with the stars. You are one with the stars. And I feel in this repeating message that continues to come through all morning is maybe you just need a reminder of that. Maybe you need a reminder that you are a prayer of your ancestors. That's something that just came up in my most recent retreat. Like, you are a prayer of your ancestors. I think what I'm feeling is, as I'm looking at these stars in wonderment, I'm feeling left behind. Maybe melancholy is a good word for it, or nostalgic might be a better term for it. But I feel that where we're coming from today, when we look up at the stars, there may be this suffering around what could have been, what should have been. There seems to be spirit wanting to wake people up who are thinking like that, who are stuck in a loop pattern thought around what woulda, coulda, shoulda been. Um, so spirit is wanting to flip that on its head and come at it from a more childlike place. Again, when we look at a child, if we think about, even if it's a niece or nephew or a grandchild, it doesn't have to be your child if you are not currently like a parent in this existence, but you have access to children. And we would never look at a child who is making a wish upon a star. My kids make some crazy wishes. They're usually insanely financially driven. Like, I want 10,000 Robux, which is like $300. I'm like, that's not happening. But when my kids are sitting there making wishes for their birthday, I'm not going to crush their dreams on the scene. You know what I mean? And so spirit is making me feel that maybe there were times where your dreams were crushed a little, and that keeps you in a place from really dreaming in an unrealistic way. It's almost like spirit wants you to be a little bit unrealistic. Even when we think about the healing in the world, it can feel hopeless with the state of the world right now. But we need radical prayers. We need, the unfathomable to happen to repair the chaos of today. We actually need people to think outside of the norm. We need people to pray outside of what is immediately accessible. So this is speaking to those people. You are not the playing safe kind. There are a lot of people in this world whose mission, and it serves them best to kind of play safe and just dream for the next achievable thing. But if you're drawn to spirit messages, if you're drawn to spirit, if you're drawn to spiritual growth and evolution, there's a challenge here. There's a request here from the spirit world to get a little bit more radical with it, with your dreams, with what is possible, with your prayers, with even the healing work that you want to do. They're making me feel that there's a complete next level that you could achieve, but it's on the other side of the limitations that you're putting on yourself by trying to play it safe. So yeah, so this card comes through Thunderbird, which is a medicine I've been working with a lot lately. You'll see my cedar box right here. So backwards. That's Thunderbird right there. I worked with an indigenous artist to create this for my retreat. And, this is the Trailblazer card. This is like, yeah, sometimes you don't know what to pray for because you haven't seen it modeled before. And that's because you may be the first in your line, the first in your friend group, the first in your immediate family or circle of influence to go for what you're going for. That can be lonely. That can be a lonely path. And I noticed that the number is 5-5 on this, which is big change. Like you're a change agent, you're a change maker, you're an agent of big changes. So your dreams, your visions, your prayers have to exceed what is quintessentially normal in our day-to-day. We need people like that, and you guys are those people. I mean, you're drawn to something called spirit school or Squamish Medium. Like you're genuinely being called into that. Now I will say that so buffalo medicine, I don't know too much about buffalo medicine myself, so I might refer here to the book and give this as like a read inspiration. But one thing I am noticing is the number 33, which is an incredibly powerful number. 55 being, a number of like changes. 333 is like a lot of spiritual support. So so when it comes to these prayers that feel like they are a little bit safe, the word I'm drawn to on this card is around that kind of release. Can you release what you deem to be safe at this time for yourself? So the example that sounds a little bit vague. Let me give you a lived example. So when I was considering leaving my career to pursue mediumship full time back in 2018 is really when I started that journey. I kept thinking, oh, but my steady pay is like safe, and the benefits I get are safe, and I know where my next paycheck is coming safe, and that is safe. In capitalism, in the way that the world has us hustling, that does give us a sense of safety. But what I experienced was health crisis after health crisis after health crisis. I wasn't able to sleep fully. I wasn't able to eat properly. I didn't have the ability to move my body. And so, yeah, it was safe in one realm of my life, but it was actually causing me chaos and lack of health, which is really wealth, in other areas of my life. So to make those big shifts, I had to almost like be in a new relationship, even with the word safety. Like, is it money that's safety, or is it my physical health that is safety? Can I even make money if I don't have my physical health? So I almost had to reprioritize these golden handcuffs of like pension plan and benefits. And I'm Canadian, so you have to understand I have a very different thought process that I have compared to people who maybe don't have healthcare. So I'm not trying to tell everyone to go quit their job or anything, but what I'm saying is there is an opportunity here to work with our most divine self on what safety actually looks and feels like for us, right? And so this is the invitation of this card. But again, the 33 is saying like you're not alone in this, even though you feel alone in your human. There's a spiritual connection awaiting you, that you just don't have to go this alone. And you know what? Like, I don't want anyone to think that you're just going to like put a thought out to spirit and they're going to give you a thundering, booming voice back. You may find that an opportunity gets taken away and another one comes in, and that may feel like rejection, right? This is that release. I was like, yeah, this feels like this card feels like that release. Like maybe you have this great idea that it's going to work in this way, and spirit's like, we actually have to remove this from your awareness so that we can make space for this other thing kind of coming in. So again, that's going to shake up your false sense of safety and security. But if you do that work ahead of time on re-envisioning what that actually looks and feels like for you, you'll be more ready for whatever it is that's kind of coming in. Now, Spirit wants you to make sure that, again, this feels like what I'm talking about. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, like, you know what area of life this is in for you. Like, I always go to career because I'm South Node Capricorn. Like, career and work is just my jam. But this could be any area of life that you're feeling it's coming up for you. This is the tobacco. Tobacco is my favorite medicine in the entire world. And really, this is about offering. This is about making it sacred. And so the way that you can add a little bit of oomph to whatever it is that you're trying to shift or call in is by making it sacred. And how do you make it sacred? Well, one of the most beautiful ways is doing an offering. So I held a development circle here 2 weeks ago called awareness, because awareness is always the first step of anything that you're developing or anything that you're healing. You can't heal what you're not aware of, and you can't develop what you're not aware of, right? So awareness is always going to be a first step. And what I was trying to teach people around the heart chakra is like heart chakra living. And so when we think about like heart chakra living, what I was sharing with them is like, being in the senses, marrying it with the sacral. And I gave everybody a rose. And I was like, smell the rose. Look at the rose. What emotions does it ignite? And we go through this whole process of being in our senses with rose medicine. And then we amplify it a little bit more. And what I had everyone do, I said, what if we were to take a petal from our rose and offer it? I'm going to offer mine to my grandmother, Margaret Mary, in spirit. And so I wanted to offer that petal as an offering. And what happened was I could feel the energy in the room shift. Like, yes, everyone had their beautiful experience with the rose, and everyone probably would have been very satisfied in that very moment to just leave with that sacral and that heart chakra experience of being one with rose. But we amplified the experience. We made it sacred by taking a piece of that rose in which we just attuned to vibrationally, right? We just attuned to the vibration of that rose. And we took a petal of it and we offered it. That really did amplify the energy in the room. And most people in the circle ended up crying, because it's not just like, here is for you, the offering of the elder. In my case, it was for one of my elders in spirit. But it's like, it feels just so, it's reverence, right? Like, there's no more powerful word for this. Like, it's reverence. And reverence is a feeling as well as an action. It's like we are giving reverence to the spirit world, but it's a tangible feeling, and it just amplifies spiritual feelings. That's all I can say about them. Like, what does amplify? It amplifies whatever it is that you're feeling. It's an amplifier. So spirit wants to introduce through this spirit message an amplifier for whatever it is you're already doing. We can get into habits and routines, and things cannot feel as magical sometimes as like they used to. So this is a way to bring more spiritual essence to whatever it is that you are currently shifting and moving through. So, I hope that these spirit messages support you in the day that you are currently listening to them. I hope that they inspire you to whatever it is that you're moving on to next in your day. Check back tomorrow. There'll probably be another message here. Go listen to a past one if you feel so called. But if you just want to place your hand on your heart and take 3 high quality deep breaths at your own pace to really digest and integrate whatever it is that you're meant to keep from these messages. And it's not meant to be everything. So take 3 high quality deep breaths at your own pace. Just allow your spirit body, your energy body to receive and keep whatever it needs to keep, and release the rest. And just trust that spirit will bring you synchronicities if you are in alignment with the messages of today. And you will hear things being repeated. You will run into these numbers or these animal teachers. And just let yourself know that those are signier signs for you. We say signier signs and signiest signs at Spirit School. And I just have to look at my card that Peyton just sent me. It's a sign! Because at my retreat, we always say signier sign, signiest sign. So hopefully this message is a sign for you that you are exactly where you're meant to be right now. And you have your mandate. You have your marching orders on where to go next. So I send you the best today. We will see you in the next Spirit Messages.